Michaels for the win. 2 unique size poster frames for the price of 1. And a very, very nice poster just waiting to be put in one of them. What's the poster of? Stay tuned and find out. Hold on a second. Hold on. Time out. Time out. You call that an intro? You call that a hook? You're burying the lead. Let's do it right this time. It's a 2-day hunt. Mission Mysterio continues, plus Ross, plus Target, and the only way to find out what happens is to check this out.
I'm the bygone hunter, searching for the past, where heroes and legends were the only thing. Now the years have come and gone, and I'm searching for a way back to those days where time would never fade. I'm the bygone hunter.
The Bygone Hunter here. Welcome to the Bygone Room, and welcome to episode 5 of the Feast or Famine Toy Hunt. And folks, before I begin, I just want to be transparent here. I just want to be upfront and explain why. Once again, it is taking me around close to 2 weeks to get this next episode uploaded. And maybe most of you don't even care, okay? But I'm just going to put it out there. And who knows, maybe some of you have experienced this before. So anyway, take a look at this. This is what I woke up to last week, all right? One wonderful morning. Yeah, you see that? See that blinking? I can't get over it. I just cannot get over it. And I couldn't hardly do anything on the computer because every time I tried to open up a window, every time I tried to open up anything, every time that thing blinked, it would immediately shut down everything I was trying to do. So it was very difficult. And I kept restarting the computer and restarting the computer. Didn't do anything. It didn't change the situation. So fortunately I had a tablet that I could, at least try to do some kind of self, diagnosis on without having to take it somewhere and get it checked out. And really what it all seemed to come down to was there was something that was just draining the battery, or the battery itself was degraded, or the charger itself had gone bad, or a combination of both of those situations. So, I, not knowing exactly which one it was, I just said to heck with it. I'm going to break down and buy a new charger. I'm going to break down and buy a new battery. Alright, so then I had to wait. I just had to wait. You know how hard it is to wait and to wait and to wait until something shows up. And I don't have Prime, folks. I don't have Prime, so I had to wait for Amazon to send those things out at normal speed. But they did, and the first thing I tried out was the charger. Okay, and it seemed to fix the initial problem. It really did. So I thought, okay, did I waste money on the battery? Well, then I'm looking at the battery, and the battery's only charging up to 18% at that point. So I'm thinking, okay, the battery's just got to be so messed up and old, or whatever it is. It's just gotten to the point where it's not going to hold hardly any charge. So I went ahead and replaced the battery, and everything seems to be hunky-dory now. So I guess now it's time to move along with the show. But that's it. Murphy's Law just big sledgehammer kneecapping me. But anyhow, I'm back on track, I hope, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this episode. So what does this episode entail? Well, it's going to be the continuation of Mission Mysterio, right there, and will I find him? Who knows? That's for you to find out, isn't it? So on top of that, I'm also going to be hunting at Ross, and I'm going to be hunting at Target. And well, let's just say that, okay, first of all, this is split up into 2 days. So the first day, which is day 4 of Mission Mysterio, I'm hitting the Walmart, the 2 Walmarts, and I am hitting Ross. And then on day 5, I am, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that momentarily. Let's just take care of first things first, okay? Let's just take care of day 4. So, will I find Mysterio on day 4? No. You know, I might have already spoiled it because I said there's a day 5. So why would there be a day 5 if I found Mysterio on day 4, right? Okay, that was my mistake, and I'm going to leave it in. I'm not going to edit it out. I'm not going to change it. But anyway, there's more to it than just Mission Mysterio on day 4. So, you know, enjoy that. And about knocked you over, didn't I? And I guess just you know, I'll be here when you're through. So let's get to the hunt.
Well, the sun comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in go. I'm hitting the stores, gonna find me a score. The hottest toys out there, I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast of famine, toy hunt, it's a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast of famine, toy hunt, I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
As you saw, Michaels gave me a tremendous win. 2 big, unique sized poster frames, and I'm talking nice frames too, and they're not cheap either. So I was so thrilled to find that they were on sale. I mean, 2 for 1. How could I not jump on that? And like I also showed at the top of the show, got the poster right here. Yeah, I had this for a little while. I ordered it. It is, when I saw this, I absolutely had to have it, okay? So if you want to see what this poster is, you're gonna see it in frame, in one of those poster frames, sometime, I guess, maybe close to the end of the show, okay? I can't wait to open this, can't wait to finally see it in frame, you know. So anyway, stay tuned, and you'll get to see what I have right here in this tube.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Capture and bring in the supervillain known as Mysterio at all costs. Wait, hold on a second. At all costs? Not gonna happen. All right. Yeah, I know. That was a little silly, wasn't it? Well, that's a little stupid. Okay, but that's kind of how I feel at this moment, you know. I've accepted a mission, and the mission is Mission Mysterio, the mission to find the Spider-Man retro Mysterio figure, the Walmart exclusive. And this is day 4 of the Feast or Famine toy hunt, Mission Mysterio. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? And so far, it has been both disappointment and bust. So, I guess we're gonna see what happens this time, huh? And as you can tell, once again, it is raining. Yippee skippy. All right, well, tell you what, let's, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of running my mouth here, so let's just get to the music. You know where I'm heading, you know the 2 stores I'm heading. Will I head to Target after the fact? I don't know, maybe, we'll see. But let's just get right to it.
Well, the sun comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in go. I'm hitting the store's gonna find me a score of the hottest toys out there. I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast the famine toy hunt, it's a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast the famine toy hunt, I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
Okay, once again, like I said, it is Feast or Famine Toy Hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be... you know what it is. You've heard it all. You've heard it so many times before. And once again, it's an early morning toy hunt. And again, I'm feeling it, folks. I'm feeling it. And it's not excitement. I can't lie. But I'm still trying to find him. Oh, boy. And I saw 2 more videos. I need to stop watching other people's videos, I tell you. I mean, no offense to them, but I really need to stop watching because, you know, it's starting to get a little unnerving to see other people finding the figures that I really, really, really want to pick up. And they're all over the place and you know, these people's videos. So anyhow, again, I am almost, pardon the noise from the windshield wiper, not exactly enough. You would think there'd be plenty of moisture from the rain to keep that noise from happening. But anyhow, I'm about to pull into We're Not the Toy Store, the one closest to me. The band We Are Not a Toy Store. And will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? About to go in and find out. Oh, I do not like this light. Okay. So, as the song goes, a pile of dismiss. I'm sorry, I didn't warm up before I started doing that. Yeah, you have to pardon me too, because my mouth is really dry here. And I have no water. But, again, another morning so far, and, you know, another bout of disappointment. But, that's just how it is. And I'm telling you, this would be a whole lot more enjoyable if the across town We're Not the Toy Store wasn't so blasted across town, you know? But that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So anyhow, no difference except for one little detail, one little change, but no real difference from yesterday, from the day before that, from the day before that. This is day 4, and it is Friday, heading into the weekend. Will I bother on the weekend? I don't know. I have found things on the weekend. That's the crazy thing, you know. So their trucks are not in any real scheduled manner, it seems. So, you know, they just get stuff in. And the thing is, just because they got a truck in doesn't mean that they're going to be putting stuff on the pegs, on the shelves that same day. That stuff could be sitting in it could be sitting in the warehouse or, you know, in the back for days, weeks even. And Christmas is only, what, close to 3 weeks away? It's hard to believe that, believe me. I can't, but anyhow, it's hard to fathom 3 weeks away from Christmas. I swear it feels like July was just around the corner, you know? But anyhow, I'm heading again to the crosstown Walmart, and just gonna see what there is to see. I'm really hoping against hope that Mysterio is gonna be there, but my expectations are very, very, very low. So if I actually do find him, imagine my excitement when I do. And the cool thing is, I'll be able to film it because I'm not banned from filming at this location. Alright, about to turn into a crosstown Walmart. The across town Walmart, rather. And, you know, just yesterday on eBay, I noticed that there was one particular seller who was selling Mysterio for somewhere around $50, okay? Now, that seems to be the low end so far for this figure. This figure that just came out not long ago. What, around Thanksgiving? The Black Friday deal? Not our store. But, you know, that seems to be the low end right now. And it goes up, trust me. But, you know, when you think about it, you're really only supposed to be paying around $30 for this figure. Okay, and that's high enough. But when you can't find them locally, and then you have to go onto a place like eBay, and you have to pay a reseller or a scalper. I'm not buying anything from a scalper. But then you pay that money, but you're paying basically almost $20 extra for that figure. Okay, now, yes, and look, sometimes it factors in the shipping, which I honestly believe for some people it's a scam anyhow. Shipping costs are really crazy with some of these sellers. But you cannot convince me that some people do not work the shipping to their advantage. But when it comes to, you know, the total cost, factoring this in, you know, the low end is around $50. That's $20 above what you are paying in store if you find them locally. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, well, he's limited. He's a special figure. He's hard to get. And there's a finder's fee. There's no $20 finder's fee. Okay, that's ridiculous. That's insane. That's just scalping right there. And unless you're living in the United Kingdom, there's no $20 shipping charge either. Anyhow, I didn't finish. So, well, I tell you, I'll finish it in a sec. Okay, let me head on in. Let's make this official. Okay. Across town, we are not a toy store. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom or will it be bust? I'm heading on in to find out. All right. Is he here? Is he here? Is he here? Is he gonna be here? And so far, it looks like he is not here again. No. No. Another bust. Another bust. Anything here? Nothing new. Hordak is still here. And nothing here. I normally don't film when there's nothing to film. Okay, a toy hunter has been here already. Look at that, it's already set up like that. Isn't that crazy? A toy hunter has already been here. That is evidence of a toy hunter right there. Okay, so yes, I already knew I had competition, but there's nothing on this aisle. So I'm heading over to the collector section. Really only looking for any more super friends, but other than that, I'm out. So okay, here are the plops. And you know what? I have never purchased one of these ever, and I always said I never would. But oh my gosh, I don't think I can pass this one up. Look at that. Golden Age Superman. First appearance Superman. Action Comics #1 Superman. That is, yeah, the face is goofy as all get out. But, whoa. But I think I'm going to buy this one. Not bad. You know, it's kind of like if someone took
you know, the Golden Age Superman and kind of merged him with Quagmire from Family Guy. But still, I can't pass this one up. How much is it? Ugh. Alright, I'll get him. Hunt done. Toy rockets in flight. This was a delight? Well, I don't know. This is my very, very first and more than likely only pop, Funko Pop. And this is the reason why. Look at that, Golden Age Superman, and I am a huge fan of Golden Age Superman, of Action Comics #1 Superman. So, yeah, was it so much of a delight? I have no idea. But I mean, I'm telling you, Quagmire, really? But okay, why not? I don't even know if I'm going to take him out of the box or not. I might just display him like this. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, anyway, I just checked the picture that I took a while back of, about a week ago, of Ross's holiday hours, and it is it's going to be a 7 o'clock opening, and I am already 15 minutes late. So, and that's across town again, so on the other side, back where I was. So I'm headed to Ross to see what they have. So, all right, this hunt done. All right, I apologize, folks, if you're seeing more of the hood of my car than you are. Boy, it looks like my headlights aren't even on. But you're seeing more of the hood of my car than you are the road right now. But that's this wonderful Goodyear arm here that I'm using. I call it an arm. It's just a, you know, a cell phone holder, camera holder. Unfortunately, it's made specifically for a cell phone. I just use them for my camera. But because the camera is much heavier than the weight of the cell phone, smartphone, that the thing just drops. And there's nothing more I can do to fix it. I've adjusted it to the tightest it can be and the shortest distance and all that good stuff. It's really just up here at the top, this where it's, you know, it sticks to your windshield. So I apologize for that. Probably end up heading back to Burlington again to find yet another one, because this one just isn't doing it for me. Anyhow, yeah, a Funko Pop, can you believe it? I'm telling you, giggity giggity, looks just like Quagmire. If Quagmire were Superman. So anyhow, heading to Ross, and as you saw, there was evidence of a toy hunter spotted, because they left the figures just standing next to each other as they were filming it. But so, you know, right there, that means that someone had already beaten me to the punch. Somebody is already looking for things, and more than likely it's going to be Mysterio. At least that's my thinking, because to be honest, if they are a figure hunter, that Mysterio figure, even if they aren't a Marvel fan, even if they're not a Marvel Legends fan, they know that figure, I guarantee you, they know that figure is a hot item right now. So resellers flippers, resellers, scalpers are going to go out and try to find this figure. And oh, okay, like I said before I went inside, I was going to go back to the story about eBay. So this one particular seller, I noticed, it said had more than 10 available. More than 10 available of Mysterio. So either this person bought from a wholesaler of some sort, or, and which I seriously doubt, or they went to Walmart, because you have to understand, when you look at videos, especially like roughshod stocks, and you see Mysterio after Mysterio after Mysterio just hanging on the pegs, you have to think that when you start seeing people like on eBay, these resellers or scalpers are showing more than 10 available, so either that's a scam, or
they really are buying everyone off the pegs. They're just snagging all of them. And trust me, when I go into the stores, I am already trained. My brain is already trained to look at other people as I'm passing them. I'm not kidding. To look at what they have in their carts, as they're walking by, what they might have in their hands as they're walking by. Just because there have been times where I've gone in looking for figures, only to find I just walked past somebody who had the exact figures that I was wanting in their shopping carts, or someone had one in their hand, and then I get to the aisle and nothing there. So, that's just how it is. Just how it is. So anyhow, I'm heading over to Ross, and then after that, maybe Target. Okay, maybe, possibly Target. And it looks like, other than tomorrow, because I think tomorrow Ross opens at 8. Maybe. I have to look at that thing again. But if it opens at 7, I will more than likely try to go out there again. But if it opens at 8, I might pass. I might take a break from Ross for the weekend. Because beginning on the 8th, that Monday, it's 7 o'clock straight across the board, all week long. So I'm going to try to hit that every morning. I have no idea why. And I can guarantee you right now that there are people who have already hit Ross and left, whether it to be just to film or to buy something or both. And because I didn't get there first, which it's very difficult to do, especially when I'm hitting this across town Walmart as well. It's very, very difficult to try to pull off. I really have to get to both of these stores. I have to get my rear end out of the house early enough to hit my nearby "We are not the toy store" as soon as they open at 6, and then not linger around very long, and then make it over to the across town "We are not a toy store." Yeah, I have no energy right now. I'm sorry, I just have no energy. But it does make it really difficult when all these stores are so spread apart, and I don't have a whole lot of time, and I am trying to get to each one of them as they open, and that's almost an impossibility. You almost have to have a team. You almost have to have a friend with you. It's just me, people. It's just me. But you almost have to have someone with you, a friend or a family member who will go out and hit the other stores at the same time you're hitting the stores you want to hit, and not want a cut of the action. So anyhow, that's it. I'm not going to film anymore till I get close. That's all. Okay, coming into Ross Dress for Less. Who'd have ever thought that a store with that name would be a place to go find action figures, huh? Okay, so that's it. Heading on in, Ross Dress for Less. Feast or famine toy hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? Heading on in. Alright, let's see if there's anything to find here. Oh my gosh, the Goo-Jitsus have made it here. Let's see, anything worth finding? Let's see. Okay, yeah, this music is just depressing. Really, really depressing, and I guess I need to keep talking because of the copyright issues for that song, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary just yet, but it's been a little while. This is Captain Marvel. Huh. Interesting. Boy, I tell you, when you tell me going on a toy hunt, it's really a hunt here. You pretty much have to hunt. Let's see what's over here. Anything? There's AEW. Oh, it's just Darby. It's just Darby. Not really finding anything out of the ordinary. There's that Jade Cargill again. And you've got to be kidding. Something just fell behind me. Try that again. No, you're not going to fit up there. So I'll put you right here. How about that? There we go. Okay. Will I edit that out? Who knows? Let's see. Is there anything different? I haven't been here for about a week, so we'll see if anything different shows up. Still got those bendy figs, those Halloween Universal Monsters ones. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Kenny Omega, but not in street clothes, not in his wrestling outfit. But it has the belt. I don't think I have a figure that has the AEW belt yet. So, oh boy, is it really worth getting that belt? Who's in that line? Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, Shawn Spears. Yeah, I already picked up Bryan Danielson. Red Velvet, really? So yeah, I'll pick Kenny up just to have the belt. $4 for that little piece of plastic. But I'll get him. I almost thought I was going to get out of here without actually having to spend any money. But looks like that's it. And there's nothing on the red tables to film. I mean, there really isn't. So I guess that's about it. Alright, let's head to checkout and then head on back to home base. Alright. Toy rockets in flight. This was a delight. Big giant question mark. And I say that in that way because I really did not want that Kenny Omega at all. I think they slapped the belt on him just to sell that figure. Because... And he was the only one. I mean, of any of the other figures that were there, he was the only one in that line. There was multiples of some of the others, but Shawn Spears, oh my gosh. I didn't put it on camera because I saw them as I was checking out. I saw them in the bin. And when I get to that point, unless it's something extremely special, I am not pulling that camera back out to film. And they already think I'm weird enough as it is, you know, doing that. But at least they're kind enough to allow me to do it. For a while there, they weren't doing that. Last year, I went through a spell where I guess whoever the manager was at the time was not allowing filming in the store. But yeah, there was really, this morning has been a disappointment. Except for, and I cannot believe these words are about to come out of my mouth, except for the Funko Pop, and I'm leaving the L out for this one. Only this one. I'm not calling it a Funko Plop this time. The Funko Pop version of the Golden Age Action Comics #1 Superman. And that quagmire looking thing will probably be the only pop I get. I mean, I held strong from the time these pops first came out. I held strong that I was not going to buy any, period. But then they had to get me on it. They had to put a character out there that I just could not walk away from. So, alright, I went ahead and picked him up. But that's it. Mission Mysterio so far has been a complete failure. So far. And the amount of gas I have wasted on this figure hunt, ugh, I don't even want to think about it. Ew, it's at the road. But yeah, I'm heading to Target because I always cut through here. But I'm not going in the Target this time because there's really nothing to find unless I see on someone else's videos that they're finding something. But so far, what I have seen, there's really nothing to be found. And if my voice sounds really hoarse, kind of rough, because I didn't bring any water with me. And all this talking has just dried me out. And also, I'm still trying to get over some crud, so. But anyhow, that is it, folks. I am heading back to home base, so, and the bygone room, so I guess might as well just consider this to be hunt done. Adios.
Well, the sun comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in gold. I'm hitting the stores, gonna find me a score. The hottest toys out there, I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast for famine, toy hunt. Is a roll of the dice? Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast for famine, toy hunt. I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
What the heck? Really? What the heck? We just lost power. Okay, power outage for no apparent reason. You have got to be kidding me. Alright. Well, the camera's not run by power, except by battery power, so I guess all this got caught. See, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Murphy's Law, folks. Murphy's Law. Once again, kneecapped by a sledgehammer. I'll be back. I am not supposed to do this. One thing after another thing, after another thing, after another thing, after another thing. Alright, folks, I'm back. And after a quick call to the electric company, it turns out that there is a power outage in our area. Whoopee! Yay! Having no idea how long it's going to take for them to fix this thing. And today it's going to be a rather warm day. It's going to be in the mid to upper 80s. And I know to some people, well, that's not a big deal, you know. But to me, I like my air. I like coolness. I do not like heat. So I just have to deal with it. So with no electricity means no fan running in here. So I'm going to have to try to get through this as much as possible. And you know what? Most people would just postpone the filming. It's like, I want perfection. I don't want to film through all this. But you know what? Never let it be said that I am not a resourceful person. Because, there we go. Which one's brighter? They look about the same. So, I don't know how well this is going to work. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. But we're just going to try to see. Okay? We're going to keep going here and see what happens, okay? So, where did I leave off? I have no idea where I left off. So, I remember now where I left off, okay? I was actually looking at this copy of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. And what I was about to tell you was that it, to me, has to be just one of the best animated DC movies out there. And the animation, the artwork, everything was very, very faithful. As far as I'm concerned, it was very faithful to the original. But yeah, I've watched this a couple of times, and I just came across it. I have it as well as Batman Year One, pretty handy because I really like both of these. But I recommend, if you have not seen this, which I don't know too many people that probably haven't, but if you haven't, try to track it down. And if you have to get it on streaming, which I do not recommend, but if you have to get it on streaming,
if there's a service that does have it, just watch it. You know, get it. It'll be worth your time. But if you can actually purchase it to own it, a physical copy, do so. Go to eBay, go to Amazon if there's still a copy. You know, go for it. As well as Batman Year One. Both of these are really, really good, good animated movies. Now, let's jump into. Well, hold on a second. Before I do that, as you noticed, there is a poster reveal that's going to take place later on. All right, I'm not going to go too in depth into that at the moment. You know what? Actually, maybe I will. I was so thrilled to find that they were on sale. I mean, 2 for 1. How could I not jump on that? And they are the unique size. I'm going to say unique. Not odd, but okay, maybe odd size. But it's that weird, strange, unique size poster, and that I'm not too familiar with. And I'm not exactly sure why they do that. I guess maybe they're trying to keep the dimensions of the original image, you know, as close as possible. But anyhow, I was so thrilled to be able to find 2 for the price of 1 here on these. Got the poster right here. Yeah, I had this for a little while. I ordered it. It is, when I saw this, I absolutely had to have it, okay? I did. And it's of a character that I've known ever since I was a child. A character that's been pretty misused, like a lot of the characters in comics. And I'm not exactly a big fan of his current state, unfortunately. But when it comes to the old stories, old school stuff, you know, I'm always going to be a fan of those. And that's the only hint that I'm going to give you about this, all right? So, there's that. So, now you know that you have something to look forward to as long as you hang on till the end, right? And hopefully you will. But let's get on to the hunt, okay? Let's get back to the hunt. At least I'm going to give you just a brief recap of what you already saw. But why not? So, as you saw, or did not see, the band Walmart, we are not a toy store, did not have anything. There was nothing to be found there, which, you know, was pretty typical. It's a rarity. It's an anomaly if something does actually show up there half the time anymore. But then when I go to the Acrosstown Walmart, okay, I'm not gonna say that it was a fantastic experience. I'm not gonna say I was completely blown away, but while there was no Mysterio to be found, Hordak, the Masterverse Hordak, was still there, which I was shocked, but I wasn't spending the money on Hordak yet. And I was still hoping that I could play the long game on Hordak. But will that long game hold out? Gotta stay tuned to find out. So then, after going past Hordak and finding pretty much nothing, which you saw, I mean, really nothing, except, and that helps to introduce a brand new term to the Toy Hunter universe. And I am proud to come up with this term, folks. And I thought about it because I was pretty ticked off once again, even though I don't sound like that when I'm filming it. But I was just irritated because grown individuals do not know how to put things back when they get done messing around with them, okay? So what I mean, and you saw, in the past when I have seen evidence of a toy hunter that has already beat me to the punch, has already made it there, and they evidence, which means they just leave stuff, you know, they pull it off the pegs, they line it up to film it, and then they just leave it. They just leave it. I call that crap. Okay, that is just crap. That is what's left behind by lazy toy hunters. But you know, you don't want to just say crap, because crap is just it's a lowbrow term. You know, I want to be just a little classy about it. All right, I just want to be just a little creative about it. So, what I came up with, and you saw, toy hunt guano. Where did I get the word guano from? You know, this thing is in the way. And it just doesn't want to stay up. Okay, so, toy hunt guano. And where I got the term guano from, oddly enough, I was watching an episode of Masterminds and on the Game Show Network, and there was a question about, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it referred to bat guano, all right, which is basically bat poop. Okay, bat crap. Well, you don't want to say, again, you don't want to say crap. But guano sounds kind of cool, all right? It's guano. So bat guano, that's immediately what popped into my head. So I put toy hunt guano. Put it together, came up with a nice little image of it, and also a definition. So now it is forever embedded in at least the yesteryear and beyond universe. All right? So, toy hunt guano. So that is what I came across, and that's how I'm gonna refer to it every time I see this. Okay? It doesn't happen all the time. You know, there are a lot of hunters out there that, you know, they put their stuff back, and they're very gracious about that, and that is fantastic. But just leaving stuff out and then moving on, that's pretty low class, buds. That's really, really low class. Just clean up after yourselves, okay? Clean up your mess. Get it? Guano, mess. All right? So anyhow, moving on. Nothing else to be found. So then I go over to the collector section, and again, nothing to be found. Look at that. There's light. Will it stay on? I have no idea. I have no clue if how long this is going to last. And yes, the fan. Holy smoke. Woo. Yes, it feels so good. Ugh. Refreshing. But anyhow, you never know. It's probably just going to, I mean, it very well could just knock right back out. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But if it does, it does. Nothing I can do about it. Let me turn this off just to save the battery on this thing, and continue forward with it. Look at that. I tell you, Murphy's Law, folks. Murphy's Law. One thing after another keeps happening. But I'm going to force my way through this episode. I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm not going to refilm this. Alright, so. Okay. I think Gleek's the only one laying down, but oh well. He's taking a nap. So, I head on over to the collector's section, and again, nothing to be found, nothing out of the ordinary, you know, no big deal, no new Super Friends, no new DC McFarlane universe figures, none of that. It's pretty barren as far as that goes. However, what I was shocked to find, and I was so shocked that it forced me to break a rule that I had laid down from day one with myself. And that rule being, I will never, ever purchase a Funko plop. Yes, I said plop, yeah, with an L. Yes, it's a plop. But I will never buy one of these things, because I think they are the most ridiculous looking little statues, and they're not even figures, but little statues out there right now. But so many people love them. I've never understood why. But then again, I don't understand why people love those Labubu. I think this is what we call it, right? Those Labubu dolls. I have no idea. They're ugly as all get out. Why would people want something like that? Women love these things. They're brutally ugly, and women love them. Carry them around with them, hanging on their purses, their backpacks. insane. But anyway, getting back to the Funko Plops, I actually came across something that I never thought I would that would ever cause me to buy one, and that being, they made one of Golden Age Superman. All right, Action Comics #1 Golden Age Superman, and that's where they got me. I had no choice. I'm a huge fan of the Golden Age Superman and those old stories, so I had to have it. Now, I've mentioned this, you saw it on the video. I corrected myself in post-production because you kept seeing the words popping up. But yes, I was so excited that I kept referring to the figure as pretty much a look-alike of Quagmire from Family Guy, right? Well, it wasn't Family Guy. I mean, it wasn't Quagmire that I should have been referring to. As you saw, it should have been Stewie. I don't know why I kept even saying giggity. It was not Quagmire. It was Stewie. And, you know, I don't want to risk any kind. I didn't want to risk any kind of copyright strike by showing you images for comparison. But you can do that yourself. All right. You know, put that figure up right next to a picture of Stewie. You pretty much have it. If Stewie cosplayed Superman. So that's all there is to that. But yes, it did force me to get my one and only, and I will say right here and now, I will go on record as saying my only. I'm not getting another one. My one and only Funko Pop. P-O-P. Now after this, I'm going to go back to saying plop. But that figure is a Funko Pop. Alright? So, that's it for that. So at Ross, I thought that trip was going to be a bust. Alright? I mean, the red tables are out, but there's really nothing on them. I went down the aisle, but the only thing that there was to find was a Kenny Omega figure with the AEW World title. The only downfall to that is this is the Kenny Omega that is in his street clothes with that goofy jacket that he's wearing. And but he had the belt. And I did not have a figure yet, an AEW figure yet that had the world title. So I had to pick him up. And I wish I would have been able to get the Kenny Omega from Walmart. You know, the one where he's in his wrestling gear. But they never would drop him down to $8. The lowest they would go is 15, and it's just too much for me. I wasn't going to do that. But they refused, and I guess people just gobbled them up eventually. They were all gone. So that's that. So there really wasn't anything when it came to Ross either. I mean, you just had that one deal. I thought it was going to be a bust. I thought it was going to be a complete and total waste of time. Like it kind of sort of has been for a while at Ross. You know, it's very, very hit and miss when you get to Ross. And when you go to Ross and you do some hunting, you're looking for something you really want. No, it's almost like winning the lottery to be able to get there on the day that they're putting new stuff out. Because when you're dealing with the other collectors out there, the other toy hunters, as well as the resellers, the flippers, and the scalpers, it makes it very difficult to be able to actually get what you are seeing on other people's videos. You know, and again, I'm sure you, well, not again, I didn't mention this before, but I'm sure you already realize that all these Rosses don't always get the same thing, okay, the same stuff. Some do, a lot don't. Mine, it's very, very sporadic when it comes to that. But I still take a shot at it as much as I can. But when you're dealing with all that competition, again, it's almost like winning the lottery, showing up on the day that there's something new out. Now, when it comes to the holidays, when the holidays start creeping in, that's when they start having more of a steady flow of stuff, of figures, and play sets and what have you. And you have more of an opportunity. But then again, you're also kind of forced to go every single day because there is that anticipation. What is going to show up next? So, oh boy, I tell you, that fan feels good right now. It was starting to get a little toasty in here. Yep. But hey, that's enough of that. So day 4 is now behind me, behind us, you as the viewer as well. And so what's next? Day 5. Day 5. What will day 5 hold for Mission Mysterio? What will day 5 hold when it comes to Ross? And will I be able to make it to Target this time? The only way to find out is to stay tuned. The Bygone Hunter here, and when I'm not reading old comic books or hunting action figures or playing old video games or watching YouTube videos or just dealing with daily life, I'm creating content for my show, Yesteryear and Beyond, seen exclusively right here on YouTube. Get your eyes on it. Alright, early morning, Feast or Famine toy hunt, day 5. Mission Mysterio. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? I'm really hoping for a boom here. I really need one. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it over, unfortunately, to, I got out late, so who knows? Because I got out late, there's probably a good chance that anything that was there isn't there. Thanks to all the other toy hunters out there, and scalpers and resellers, flippers, whatever you want to call them. All of my competition. We will just refer to that. We'll just put them all under the other toy hunters, the collectors, the flippers, the resellers, the scalpers. We're just going to call them the competition, okay? That's what we'll refer to them from now on, as the competition. So, when it comes to the competition, I guess I'm going to be able to, you have to pardon me, I just saw a business decked out just now on my left. I don't think the camera picked it up, but I just saw a business on my left that had a really cool ice light display, as far as in the real crystal blue colors. Anyhow, I digress. It's early, I haven't been up very long. And but when it comes to the competition, you know, and if you don't get out early enough and you're not there when the place is first open, well, you're going to suffer. So, you know what? I think I'm going to hit Ross first. Does that tell you how late I got out? Because they are opening at 7 this morning. Second day in a row. Now tomorrow is a Sunday, and on Sunday it shows they're opening at 8. But I'm going to hit Ross first because I'm showing, let's see, yeah, I'm only showing about 6 minutes before they open. So I'm going to hit them first. Then I'm going to backtrack over to We're Not the Toy Store nearby. And then, if there is enough time, I may or may not hit the across town We're Not the Toy Store. Maybe. I'm not sure. If I don't, I'll just hit Target and then head back to home base. But, yeah, okay, day 5. Day 5, not really finding a lot. I have found a few things that are not related to Mysterio. I have, you know, I found that that 2003 Masters of the Universe series, that cartoon line, and I did pick up the He-Man from that, and I also found the Anti-Eternia He-Man, which I just think is a cool character. I did find him from the Masterverse, I think it's what, New Eternia line. So I did find those. But what I did not find so far is the Mysterio from the Spider-Man animated 1990s animated line, the retro card line. So yeah, I know it looks like I'm heading to We're
the band one. But technically I'm not. I'm actually heading over to Ross. I just cut through here. So I'm just gonna cut right here because I can't film. I'm not supposed to. And I'm gonna abide by that. So you'll see more in a sec. So as you can tell, the sign isn't even turned on yet. And there are people already here waiting. Look at that. They're already here waiting for Ross. Are any of these people a toy hunter? Guess I'm gonna find out, huh? Oh boy, okay. So, well, there's nobody in that car there. And they've unblocked the left side. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, anyhow, I know all you're, I'm looking and all you're doing is seeing that, so. Okay, let's make this official. Okay, early morning, just before they open, Feast or Famine Toy Hunt over here at Ross. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? Let's hope we find something. Bad.
You don't have any spider wraps.
Awesome, look at that. $5.99. That is coming with me. Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Is there anything to see? Anything special? I'll tell you one thing. That's pretty special right there, Fortress of Solitude. $5.99. I passed on it the whole time. I passed on it when I was at Target. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if anything else to see. No. Let me look at that. Let me look at that Hunchback. Let's see this one. That's $20. Nah, that's a little steep for me at the moment. So we'll see whatever else there is to see. Nothing on the floor. Check that out. These are real quick clips because I am running out of battery power real fast. So that's $11.99 for that. Alright. Okay. Look at that Frankenberry and Count Chocula. Count Chocula is like 2 years old. Let's see if I can hold on to this thing. $12. Still kind of high for me. I've already bought them, so it doesn't matter. And I don't see anything over here. Alright, Jinx is here. Not exactly a Joe that I care about, unfortunately. So that's it. I got 2 different spots for. Let's see what else. And there's Casey Jones right there. Hey, check that out. A nice little alarm clock there for $8. Spider-Man. Not this image of Spider-Man that I like, but a strange one here with no numbers and no shape except for the figure shape, but whatever. Alright. Okay, I'm starting to think that both Walmart and Target are starting to get rid of these and send them over here. I mean, look at this. $10. $10 for that already. I got a McFarlane. Really exciting. Look at this. Now I already have Anti-Monitor, but hey, how much is it? $10. That's a fantastic deal. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see what the other one is.
Justice Buster. Yeah. Great deal. So it looks like this might be it. Looks like, oh, I so wish that that was not $20 right there, that NECA King Kong. I really liked it. Really like it, but, all right. So on that note, hunt done. All right, so let's see. I spotted the first Turtles of Grayskull. Tila. Oh, I'd love to get that. I just don't have it in me to do so. Okay, now that's a find right there. That's awesome. Doctor Strange. Definitely getting that. All right, they have 2 of these left, but look at this. $36.49. Wow. Welcome back to the Bygone Room. All right. This is going to become one of my catchphrases, all right? Because I seem to use it so much. You saw what I saw. And believe me, there was a lot to see on day 5. Now, when it comes to Mission Mysterio, once again, not really a whole lot, alright? Mission Mysterio, as far as day 4 and day 5 are concerned, pretty much a bust, okay? However, when it came to Ross, those red tables were absolutely loaded. I mean, come on. When I first get there, what do I see? I mean, I see the Fortress of Solitude, the Superpowers Fortress of Solitude for $5.99, and they didn't have just one, they had two Fortresses of Solitudes. Yes, 2 Fortresses of Solitudes. And I only grabbed one. Because I leave one for the collector. And I know some of you out there are probably just, you know, you either think I'm an idiot or you think that, I don't know what you think really, but I mean, you probably think I'm dumb for leaving one of them when I could have easily grabbed both of them and sold one, okay? Or maybe given it to somebody, I don't know. But to leave one, nah, it wasn't very intelligent, was it? I don't care what you think. I believe in leaving one for the collector. If there was only one, yeah, I'm taking it. But there was no need to grab both of them. And I don't care about reselling or scalping. None of that. So, anyhow, I start off with the Fortress of Solitude right off the bat. And then I work my way down the aisle and I get down to the red tables, and a huge difference between day 4 and day 5, okay? The big difference from the previous day. They loaded up, folks. They loaded up. They loaded up so much I had to take some notes so I could remember what I had seen. So the first thing that you saw that I found was that bat cave, that vertical boxed bat cave that did have a Batman figure in it. It's not the mainstream Batman. It's that alternate universe, whatever they came up with, version of Batman. But that bat cave was tempting. Rather tempting, because you could use that for any Batman figure. So I was tempted, but I decided I was going to leave it. I didn't need it. And then I found not one, but multiple G.I. Joe classifieds, but unfortunately, they were Jinx. I don't care about that character. I'm not a fan of Jinx, so I don't care how many. It's just like Sean Spears the other day. They had plenty of them, but I don't care about Sean Spears, so I didn't get any of them. So Jinx remained on the shelves. Then they had last year's Best Action Casey Jones figure, the normal one, not that alternate one with the red, white, and blue mask. But they had him, and I was tempted, but I decided I'm going to leave him. I'm still holding strong now. I'm holding strong because I am trying to hold out for Mysterio. All right, hold that money aside for Mysterio. It's going to take a lot for me to part with that money, that Mysterio money. Okay, so then we go there, and then I come across not toys technically, but two interesting Spider-Man themed alarm clocks. Well, one was an alarm clock, and one was just a clock. But he was die cut all the way around in his body shape, and there were no numbers on it at all. So honestly, I just don't see the value in that clock at all. Period. I just don't care about that one. So those were set aside. I had no interest in those. I do like clocks though. I do like superhero themed clocks, and I'll show you at some point. I will show you a couple of my superhero clocks. But then they had the Superman movie, the kaiju slime thing going on. The one that you would see at both Walmart and Target. And even at its low price, I could not come off the money. I just said, nope, I don't need it. And I'm not a big fan of the movie at all. So why would I want to buy this? The kaiju character was kind of neat, okay? Just looking at that, it's kind of neat, but the character was only in the movie for all of about, what, 5 to 7 minutes? So, not a big deal. Yeah, I'm looking at notes, folks, because there was a lot. And then after that, then there was the Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor, the DC Multiverse Mega Figure Anti-Monitor that from last year. And I already have him. He was only $10 though, but I already had him. Again, I'm not a scalper. I'm not a reseller. I'm not going to just snatch something up, preventing some real collector from grabbing it in order to make some money for myself. So I was hoping that a real collector would pick this up. But the way Ross has been inundated with resellers and flippers and scalpers these last few months. It's been getting pretty bad, folks. What can you do? It's not like I can just go buy them and then, or I can set them aside and hide them and say, here, make sure a collector finds this, okay? And that doesn't work like that. So you just take your chances. And then, I'm trying to see what else here. Then there was that neck of King Kong. All right, I believe this is the color version, I think. I wish the NECA figures weren't $20 or almost $20. I think some of them were $17.99. But I would have loved to have had that King Kong, but not at $20. That's just way too much for me. And then I'm trying to think, is there anything else here? Oh yeah, okay. So, as I'm checking out, and I'm heading down the aisle, down the main aisle, and then going to check out, and sometimes, checking out, that can put you in a Six Flags style line that could take anywhere from 15, 20 to 30 minutes to get through. But because it's in the morning, and that's one of the reasons I like to go there in the morning, I didn't have to wait hardly at all for that. So as I'm coming around, I looked up at the area right there where the checkout begins, and I saw, first thing I saw was on a lower shelf, I saw a Turtles of Grayskull figure, and that was Tila. And I was tempted to get her. I really wanted to get her, but just like all the other Turtles of Grayskull figures, I'm not paying $12.99. I'm not. I wish they were lower, but because I would have liked to have had that line. I didn't buy anything from that line because what they normally are at Walmart, Target, even dropping it down to $12.99, it just isn't low enough for me. So So I just decided I'm not getting them, period. That's all. If I find them someplace else where they're even lower, fantastic. I know you're probably saying, good luck with that one. And you're probably right. But I had to take a really hard pass on that entire wave, that entire line rather. But I think the find, okay, so when I started out, finding the Fortress of Solitude, that Superpowers Fortress of Solitude, right? Which is very expensive. I think it's around $35, $36, isn't it? At Target. Never found it. I was never to be found at Walmart. Either one of them. But, and I got it for $5.99, isn't that great? But, that was a great way to start off my Ross hunt. But, finishing it, oh my gosh. Remember now, I was looking down where I was filming. I was looking down at a lower shelf, and I found that Turtles of Grayskull, Tila. Then I looked up. And when I looked up, that's when I saw that 2-pack. That Marvel Legends Doctor Strange 2-pack. And I had been wanting that for over a year. I looked on Amazon and I had it in my cart. I think it's still sitting in my cart to this day. But I wasn't going to pay what they wanted. But for $13.99, I'm going to take that home with me. And that's exactly what happened. So, you know, while Mission Mysterio may be in a stall pattern right now, you know, there's not a whole lot going on, Ross is making up for it. Now, did I make it to Target? Yes. Yes, I made it to Target. But, unfortunately, and as you noticed as the Ross filming progressed, my battery was starting to go real low. Alright, it was starting to get real low. I knew it was going to cut out at some point, so I started just doing clip jobs real fast. Just clipping what I'm finding and moving on. And I did so much. I mean, I clipped all the Ross stuff, and then I thought, I'm going to make a Target run. I'm right there. I'm going to stop at Target. So I go in, but I'm thinking, I don't have a whole lot of battery power left. So I'm not going to waste time on doing any kind of intro at all. And I could have just, you know, faked it and gone back up there the next day or whatever and just filmed a whole brand new intro for Target with fresh batteries in the camera. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to explain what the situation is and move forward from there. That's what I did. So I go in, and the only thing, there was nothing else to film, folks. There was nothing in there. The only thing that I filmed, and I only filmed it, and I was hoping I'd get it, all of it, but I only filmed it just for comparison's sake, because that they still had the Superman movie, Superpowers Fortress of Solitude there at their full price, which was $35, $36.49, something like that. So I wanted you to see the comparison. I started out at Ross and found it $5.99, and then I found it again at Target, same day, full price. Amazing, incredible. Who'd have thunk that would have happened, huh? Who'd have thunk it? But anyhow, that's it, folks. I know there's a lot of stuff to cover right there, and there's still, you know, so that's it for the hunt. That's it for the hunt. But wait, I'm not even saying it correctly. Let's do it like they do it on the infomercials. But wait, there's more, and there is more, because next up is the poster reveal. So stay tuned. If you've been paying attention, you will have already seen me putting this together, okay? Without revealing what I'm putting in the frame, you will have noticed that I had to use ceramic mugs to weigh the corners down, and I suggest doing that. Find something to use as paperweights, because, okay, there's a couple of, just a couple of critiques about the product. Now, the image itself, the image is fantastic. It is beautiful. But a couple of critiques about the other aspects of this poster. First of all, it's longer than what's advertised, all right? It's longer than the frame, so when you're putting it in, you will find as you are closing the tabs, you are damaging your poster. You're not gonna see that on the front, but from the back, just know that you are damaging this poster, okay? So, you know, to the people who put this, the people who are manufacturing these, please get your measurements correct, okay? Because I don't, you know, people like me do not like spending money just to damage something, all right? Because even though in the front you can't tell, and it's gorgeous from the front, you still know that in the back there's some damage to it. Kind of like a comic book, okay? You bought a comic, and the back cover's missing, or there's a big tear in the back cover, a big chunk of it's missing, or maybe something in the interior of the book is messed up, but the front cover is gorgeous. Okay, and then you put it in your sleeve, and then you store it away, and every time you pull it out and you look at it, oh, it's gorgeous. But in the back of your mind, you know that there is damage to this book. Same thing with this poster, all right? So you're gonna see that, as you can clearly tell, there, you know, there's an overlap of the poster where you have to, when you use the tabs, you're definitely damaging it. Then the thing that you really can't see, and I didn't put on film because it would have taken too long, because I had to actually do this about 4 times. If I remember, I was 4, yeah. I had to constantly undo the tabs, pull everything back off, go through the entire process, using the mugs as weights, because of all of the little slivers of paper. When they cut this thing, all these slivers kept showing up on the image. So I'd get it all sealed up and, you know, tabs all closed, turn around, yay, this is great! Ugh, what the heck is this? And you got a sliver here, and you got a sliver up here, and I would have to lift it up, find where the slivers are, brush them off, get them off there, and then that's not easy either. You know, you have to kind of use something like a paper towel, but be careful with the paper towels because they're abrasive, so do it very gently, very lightly, maybe use a Kleenex. And what makes it hard is because of the static electricity, you have that static cling which causes the slivers of paper to stick to the plastic, okay? So you gotta brush all that off. Then once you do that, then, and when I'm saying that the paper towel is abrasive, you know, believe me, it does take much to scratch or smudge the plastic on these posters. So anyhow, so once I got all that done, and I finally did 4 times, put it all back together, ended up with a beautiful result. But again, to the manufacturer, please get these issues straightened out. Clean up the cutting process where you don't package all these slivers with the poster. You know, when you're putting them in the sleeves and all that, and you're rolling them up, putting the sleeves, that they don't contain all these slivers of paper. And also, please get your measurements correct, all right? That's just me. Other people probably don't care. I do. Like, the manufacturer's gonna listen to me. Anyhow, I guess it's time, all right? Okay, drum roll, please. Can I get this all in frame? I have no idea if it's all going to be in frame or not. But look at this. From the early Silver Age of Marvel Comics, Avengers #9, in all its Jack Kirby cover glory. The debut of Simon Williams' Wonder Man. Isn't this gorgeous? And this is a reproduction, obviously, of like the cover from I guess a trade or a hardcover. You know how they clean it all up, and not a direct reproduction of the cover itself, an original cover. But it doesn't matter. It is gorgeous. The colors are gorgeous. I mean, this is beautiful. When I saw this, I could not believe that I would have the opportunity to own it. And in this frame is just, I'm gonna steal a term from you out there, Chris. Yes, breathtaking. It is breathtaking. And people who know who I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about. But this is amazing. And there are some others out there that I would like to get because I do still have another frame to fill. So I'm really trying to narrow it down to which poster will be the next one. But this one right here, Avengers 9, this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, when I finally got all those paper slivers removed and got everything put in place, and you can't, like, again, you can't see at the bottom, you can't see that you're losing any of the image. You can't see there's an overlap. You can't see there's damage to the bottom of the poster. So it just came in great. Absolutely wonderful. I don't know how much is actually going to be in frame. That you can see. Hopefully I can get everything. But I'll move it a little bit here, a little bit there. But there it is. This is what you've been waiting for. And maybe some of you are going, that's what I've been waiting for? Oh, brother. I've seen better. Well, good for you. Now you can leave. But for those who actually care, I hope you can come across this one too. If it's still available and you are a huge fan, like I am, of the original Wonder Man here. It's not the original, that's a Golden Age character, but if you are a fan of the original uniform, the original costume of Simon Williams, like I have always been, you can own this too. Okay, it's not that expensive, a little higher than most posters, and that's mainly because of the paper quality, I'm sure. But you can definitely own this. All right, so I'm gonna put this down here, and maybe I'll put this in front of Captain Marvel there for a while. Don't know how much you can actually see of it since it'll be down there at the bottom. But anyhow. Well, folks, there you have it. This was a loaded episode 5, and I do thank you for taking the time that you took to watch every bit of it. You did watch every bit of it, right? You're actually sitting there watching me right now, right? And look, it was a struggle to get all this done, even within a 2-week period, due to Murphy's Law just taking that sledgehammer to my kneecaps over and over. Gee, I couldn't get over it, but fortunately, everything's up and running again. Hopefully that's going to stay that way. And I'm hoping to be able to get these back out on a weekly basis instead of, every 2 weeks. So, again, I do thank you for watching. I do thank you for taking that time. I'm beginning to ramble, so let me just wrap this up, all right? You can, it's right here, you can like and subscribe if you like what you saw. I would appreciate that very much. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. Feel free to leave a comment because, as always, comments are now open. So, from here in the Bygone Room, from all of us here in the Bygone Room, and that being me, myself, and I'm the Bygone Hunter. You're not. Adios. Toys and comics are the doorway to your childhood. So do yourself a favor. Step back. Back off. Take a breath. Step away from your problems and your cares of your adult life right now. Appreciate this and walk on through.